BCA trucks here again, so it's time for that game again, isn't it? What's wrong with the auction cars? Our Clio's coming off the back there, and our Corsa is running over there, so find out what the score is with these ones. Right, so first up from our BCA delivery is the Corsa 2011. This is an SE. I haven't had an SE before, so nice spec. We've got the alloy wheels, got the chrome trim there. There's a little bit of damage just here, but I reckon if I warm that and push it out, I can fix that. And there's a little bit of paint transfer here, but I've had a little go at polishing it quickly and it's coming out quite easily. It's got good rubber on it all the way around. Looks like it's new. Yeah, the rubber looks pretty much brand new. It's got trade plates in all ready to go for a little drive. 1.4. So if we have a look on the inside, I could do with getting the keys, couldn't I really? So inside, I've got a bit of a muddy carpet. That's from me getting in it a moment ago. Seats looking good, Nick. Nice half leather trim. No burns or tears in that. Let's have a look at the back. I've got to double click the button a second. In the back, we've got the glove box, which is going to have the cracks. Yeah, got the cracks there. I've got a fix for that. I found it on YouTube. It's an easy fix, but back of the seats are in good nick. All the trims in good. These seats are immaculate, guys. These seats are immaculate. All this trim is really good. None of the plastics are scratched. These seats, I don't think anybody's ever been in the back of this car. The seats are absolutely mint. Ideal. Wind up rear windows, but electric front ones. Let's have a quick look in the boot. So in the boot we've got a set of mats, and we've got the spare wheel. No jack kit or anything like that by the looks of it. I'll have to double check that out, but that all looks in good condition as well. So inside, 65,000 miles, like I say, full auto, 1.4. Being an SE, we've got Bluetooth and volume controls, aircon. We've got the auxiliary input. We've also got heated seats and heated steering wheel in this. Woohoo! Get on. Obviously that glove box needs fixing. That needs putting back on again. Again, plastics are all in really good nick on these. Normally these get scratched up quite a lot. This car is mega clean, guys. Mega clean. Haven't had this textured dash before, but I quite like it rather than the great raft of plastic. So paperwork wise, let's have a quick look. So we've got the logbook there. Won't look at that, don't show any names. I think if I remember it's like a 5 owner, this one. So have a look at the service history and see where we are with that. So, service history. We have got a service 2013, 2015, 16, 19, 21. So part service history. But what's this? Chain done. Woohoo! Get in. We know these like a chain. That's good news. This is all looking too good to be true, guys. So let's have a little look under the engine bay before we start turning the engine on, playing around with that. Well, looks really clean in here as well. Let's look at the oil. Oil's at the right level. Let's have a look at the colour. Doesn't look outrageous, so that ties in with that service we saw that's been done. So it doesn't actually need a service, I think, does it, for another 6 months, something like that, was it? Or 4 months, something like that in there. Coolant level is low. Is pretty darn low. Oh, have we found the problem with the auction car? Let's top that up a second and then get the engine running and see what happens. Right, topped up the coolant. Let's run the engine and see what happens with that coolant. It's going to burp some out, presumably, because it's got pretty darn low by the looks of it. Let's have a little look. It starts on the button. That's a bit rattly. That plastic cover's rattling. Other than that, I can just hear a little bit of injector chatter, which is very common on these. Chain's quite as you expect it to be. We didn't see any mixing in the bottle or any mixing on the dipstick, indicating a head gasket, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't a head gasket. Let's get it up to temp and see what happens. Well, it doesn't seem to be losing any water at the moment. Let's take it for a spin, just go gentle and see what the score is. Yes guys, there is steam out the front of the car. Oh joys. Let's check it out. So yeah, we lost a lot of coolant guys, and it is bubbling, and it's obviously overboiled and gone everywhere. So fingers crossed it's the thermostat, not the head gasket. But I think it's time to get it down to the boys who know what they're talking about, Moors. Just check that pipe a sec. That pipe's cold, the water hasn't circulated. So maybe the thermostat hasn't opened, the water's boiled, and it's forced it out here. Fingers crossed guys, fingers crossed. Right, it's all topped up. I've just topped it up with water for the moment because it's going to come out again, isn't it? Let's get it down Moors and see what the score is. Part Exchange cars strike it again, eh? The public are cheeky. Right guys, the trip to Moors was delayed because, believe it or not, checked my phone, had a message from a subscriber who works locally who said, my mate's looking for a small automatic 5-door for his wife. I don't suppose you've got anything, have you? And literally the car has just arrived and around about that price point. So I said, well, the car's not ready yet, but if he wants to pop down he can have a look. Now the reason I said he could come and have a look even though it's boiling is because also I didn't catch on camera, is I looked in the engine bay and noted that the bleed screw on the pipes from the left hand side of the engine bay was leaking water. It was dripping on the floor, and when I pulled on the screw the threads were really worn. It was really loose. It was coming out of my hand, so I rethreaded a bigger one in with some sealant in and thought that actually that was possibly the source of the problem, causing an air block or something like that. So that's why I allowed the subscriber's friend to then turn up and take us for a test drive. He drove, went out for a longer test drive in it. He did give it some beans and stuff, and then by the time we came back here I thought, well, let's check the engine bay again, because I told him that it'd been low on coolant and I thought I'd fixed it with this screw. But when we popped the bonnet, it was boiling, the water was boiling and coming out of the coolant bottle again. So that screw hadn't fixed it. So I've now gone down to Moors with the car, as said. Missing a step. The guy turns around and says, I'll have the car, I still want it, I just, obviously you need to fix what that problem is. So the car's literally sold within a couple of hours of being here. God's honest, I thought the Volvo was quick. I mean, I think the Volvo's still quicker, but that's sold even pre-prep. So I've now taken the car down to Moors, had a chat with Phil. We've had a look over it and noticed that the pipe, as I said to you earlier, is cool on this side of the engine. And having a chat with him, it's quite common for those thermostats to fail. So what we're hoping, fingers crossed, is that it's just a thermostat problem, not opening up and allowing the coolant to flow through, and that's what's causing the pressure to build up and then come out the bottle. I don't know if any of that makes sense, and some of you might say you're talking rubbish, James, but fingers crossed for me, guys. So to find out what happens, hit that subscribe button down below if you aren't already subscribed, and we'll update you with how we get on with that Corsa. But we have got also another BCA one to have a look, but that'll be for the next video. So again, another reason to hit that subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching guys, catch you later.